Last night's dramatic 6-3 comeback win over the Oakland A's not only kept the Twins from losing a season-high 4 straight games, it keeps surging Cleveland at bay, and the Twins 4 games up in the AL Central after what many are calling the team's biggest win of the year. So it'd be nice to have a less dramatic encore in game number 2 of the series this evening. Take a look at Miguel Sano on the hot corner. First out of the game's a beaut, barehanded. To retire him, however, Oakland has a 1-0 lead. They hit a leadoff home run. Twins can hit some home runs of their own. That's Marwin Gonzalez in the third. Strong, long, and plenty gone. 2-run shot gives Minnesota their first lead at 3-2. However, Oakland comes back and retakes the lead a couple innings later. Chris Davis with his second RBI of the game. That's a single. It's 4-3 Oakland. It's currently 5-3 A's. Twins going to need another rally late to get another victory. Survive and advance in postseason baseball is taking on a much different meaning this afternoon. Extreme heat across South Dakota has halted some of the region tournaments in Legion Baseball and affected those that gotten underway, such as Region 1A in Watertown hosts Post 17 facing Brookings in the 5th inning. Tanner Shepardson with a knock to left field. Rhett Zielinski is on his horse from second. He'll come in to score as the Bandits build a 4-1 lead, and this is when the heat really starts to take its toll in between the 5th and 6th innings. They needed to take an extended break because the home plate umpire, he needed to cool off, but there was no cooling off Brookings' bats. Zielinski dropping one into right. Jacob Schoen will come in to score, and it's 5-1. Now, right after that, the umpire calls time to remove himself from the game. They would get a new umpire because the heat was simply too much for him at that point, although all indications are he's doing fine. After the delay, Brookings keeps swinging. Shepardson with another knock. Parker Reichhaus comes in to score as the Bandits take a 9-3 lead into the 7th inning. That's when Brookings' starting catcher needed a minute due to all the heat. It was a wild day, even up in Brookings. It was, of course, even hotter in some other places, and pretty hot bat for Nick Geffrey. That's a 3-run bomb late in the 7th. Watertown trying to mount a rally, trailing 9-6 with just 1 out. Bandits, however, would turn to their bullpen and get the final 2 outs. This one a line out to right field to end the ball game as Brookings wins their region opener by a final of 9-6. Now, in other action this morning, Huron defeated Aberdeen 5-3. They moved on to face Renner. Renner dispatched him 11-9. It was actually a big comeback for Huron that came up just a little bit short. And in the late game, Watertown comes back to eliminate Aberdeen 10-0. It'll be Renner and Brookings tomorrow for a spot in the championship and an automatic spot to the state tournament in Mitchell next week. Region 3A out in Pierre, Rapid City Post 22, the defending champs, take it 13-3 over Sturgis. Meanwhile, the host team defeats Post 320 5-0. Now, Region 2A modified their schedule. They were supposed to play today. Too hot in Yankton. They're going to play them all tomorrow. Harrisburg against Sioux Falls East at noon. Winner of that one gets Yankton in the evening. And then it's Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls West at 2:30. Well, the State Little League tournament is going on currently out in Rapid City. Not sure why you can't see some of my letters there, but I can tell you that Capital City out of Pierre, it's been a good night for Pierre. They take it 10-2 over Brandon Valley. They advance in the winner's bracket. Brandon Valley still alive. It's a double elimination tournament. Late game just getting underway between the two Rapid City programs, Harney and Canyon Lake. Odd doubleheader for the Canaries in Sioux City. The opener was a resumption of a game they led 3-0 about a month ago in the 2nd inning. They got rained out. Yeah, that lead disappeared quickly. Dexter McCall with a 2-run single to give the X's the lead, and then they just keep pouring it on. That's a 2-run shot for Drew Stankiewicz. Canaries made a little bit of a rally, but that 3-0 lead gets wasted as they fall 13-9. Game 2 after that, a shorter 7-inning affair, and the Birds get off to a good start. Top of the first, Alelaga with a laser to the gap. That's an RBI double to score Andrew Ely, and it's 1-0. After the Explorers had tied the game in their half, the Birds quickly retake the lead in the 2nd. Graham Lowe with a single. Josh Raywald scores, and the Canaries would tack on another to lead 3-1. However, the X's put up a big crooked number in the 4th inning. The big blow, a 3-run bomb from Mitch Sasser. They went up 6-3 in this game. Canaries have just gotten a Clint Coulter home run trying to come back. They only have a couple more innings, though, and only goes 6-5 in the 5th. Well, there's a chance that Clark native Kim Kaufman's first LPGA Tour win could be a team effort. This week's Dow Great Lakes Invitational in Midland, Michigan features golfers in competitive teams. Kaufman playing with Chris Thomas, and she had a great second round yesterday. This birdie on 13, part of a day in which their team would shoot 8 under par 62. At that point, they were tied for 4th, 1 shot off the lead after yesterday's second round. They actually moved into 2nd place for a little while today. However, they would struggle on the back 9, finishing with an even par 70. Unfortunately, that puts him about 7 shots off the lead. Final round of that tournament is tomorrow. It's cut day, meanwhile, across the pond at the British Open in Northern Ireland. And let Tiger Woods' reaction tell you his thoughts on that shot. Not a good one. He would bogey 17. He misses the cut after finishing at 6 over par, as did the native Rory McIlroy. As for those in contention, look at Tommy Fleetwood, ending his day with a flourish birdie on 18. He shot a 4 under 67 to tie for the lead at the time at 7 under. Leader coming into the day was J.B. Holmes. He was tied with Shane Lowry at 8 under on 18 for the lead. That would have given him the lead outright after round 2. Birdie putt pushes just right. However, Holmes comes up and would calmly knock it into tie for a share of the lead after round number 2. Let's take a look at that leaderboard before we call it a night. Holmes, you see atop, but plenty in contention as we head into moving day tomorrow. We're back in 1 moment.